Zerk here, Zerk here, Zerk there, Zerk there, Zerk there. Zerk. Basically, everywhere you see a Zerk, that's where you got to put a little grease. And who's that on our property? Oh, it's you guys. Hey, this is Scott and
Cynthia.
Yeah, we're here in Alaska. We made it. We're treachering through the moss, but we're here. We probably are short. We got a piece of property. We bought it. We closed. We made the trip. I didn't share the trip, mostly because I didn't film most of the trip, and we'll be making a second trip down to Texas, and I'll film that one and explain why all the fun stuff that we had. But we did make it. We're here in Alaska. Our adventure, our American adventure, Alaska.
Our American adventure, Alaska.
That for me?
So, yeah, we have property. It's pretty much raw property. There are some extras that this property came with. It's not the ultimate property that we are looking for. This we're calling a, not necessarily temporary, but staging. This will be our home for quite a while, maybe forever, who knows. It depends on the airplanes, because we came out here 8 times. We know there's an airport over there. 8 times we watched the planes. They would take off and do an immediate left and go that way. And it's like 2+ miles away. So I thought, oh, we're never going to have any planes fly overhead, because they're always doing an immediate left at the end of the runway. So no problem. Literally the day we closed, constant planes everywhere. It's just, anyway, this will be our home. We are going to build a cabin here. We're going to build pretty much the cabin that we intended to build. And we are going to continue to look for our property that we want, which will be many, many acres, probably off trail, so that we're a little more secluded. We kind of like that. And we'll have a home base that gives us a place to keep stuff that, like trailers and things like that. Because, I mean, that was the big problem with just moving to an off-trail property, is I have trailers, I have things that I need to store, vehicles, all that stuff, and I don't want to just store them in a parking spot. This gives us that. We won't go into too many details about it. It's forest. There's basically no one around. It's kind of nice. It's not a huge property. It's not a small property. We have one neighbor across the way we just met. She's nice. She's from Florida. She's building right now. And it's it's a forest again. One difference though, there's rocks here. This place rocks. So right off the bat, we kind of walked the place, and we kind of had an idea of what we thought we wanted to put places here and there. We changed that up a little bit. We've now moved the house from right about here to back. You can see the excavator right there. It's actually back over here where we're going to put the house. Kind of secluded in the woods and slightly angled so that you can't really see it from the driveway, even though I think you'll be able to see it from the driveway. It's cool. It's not exactly what we were looking for, but it's literally not supposed to be exactly what we're looking for. And the reason is we were not finding a ton of properties for sale, and it's a weird season apparently in Alaska because there's not that many properties for sale, which even the real estate agents are like, I don't get it. There are a few that pop up, and these are people that just are out of their ever flipping mind of what they think property is worth. This place here was actually fairly affordable, and it just popped up. It was quick. We jumped on it because it had a couple of things that really helped us out. But the price of this one was way, way less than the just raw land with all the junk on it that we showed you that we thought. That guy, I mean,
He didn't budge.
he's probably a great guy. Who knows? I don't know. All I know is his negotiation, he sucks. I'll just flat out say it. He does not know how to negotiate. And he's got it in his mind, I know what I got. You don't need to tell me. No lowball offers. This 1954 tractor that don't run is rusted out. There's got wheels. I know it's worth the same thing as he was that we literally, I think, submitted 6 offers because he doesn't know how to negotiate at all. He just doesn't even communicate. He just goes, well, screw him. We bought something else. You missed out there, buddy. So we got a little less property than that, but this allows us to accomplish so many things, and that's how it worked out. It made sense to buy this smaller property with stuff on it and build a cabin and be here while we search for our now off-trail property, which will be much bigger and better. And then we can take our time building that one. There's a lot of birch and spruce on here. It is black spruce, and black spruce has a tendency to grow only where there's water. And that is a concern. We were a little concerned, except for the plane that's flying overhead.
He's turning.
He's turning, yeah, but they were turning.
Not quick.
They were turning way over there,
He did turn though.
and they're all loud too. Of course, they're planes. Black spruce. It only does grow where there's boggy muskeg land, but we see right over here several hundred yards over. There's 2 really nice houses. They're here. They have lawns.
Yep.
Ain't no way you're on a lawn in a muskeg. So we figured we'd be okay, potentially. We saw over the neighbor where she's got hers in. She's dug down, and it turned to gravel. So that's a good thing. So here I went to the property is fairly level. It does kind of go, I think, about 10 feet total overall. There's a little rise hump over here that kind of goes around, and then it kind of is higher in the back, and it kind of slopes back this way. And we'll show you more in other videos. We gotta kind of give you the, hey, we're here.
Overview. Yes.
Yes. We went to the lowest spot on the property, which is back in that corner back over there. And you can see the ground, and you're like, okay, that ground is, it looks like it's boggy. I dug down and immediately hit clay, like right off the bat. It was a layer about 6 inches. I pulled a chunk like that. It was like a cap. Well, it was moss first. There's This is some seriously spongy stuff, but that's moss. Then I dug down some gravel and mud, or not mud, but there's dirt. And then it went to gravel. Now, I don't know what y'all call gravel. To me, gravel is like, 1-2 inch pieces of rocks. No, these are rocks, giant stones, really.
Here's one.
Yeah, this is the small pieces of gravel. Here comes the plane directly overhead. So this is the size of the small gravel. I was pulling out big rocks like that. They're all like this, which I believe is a river rock. I would assume, because we are in a somewhat low area, there's definitely a low section, and then we're in that. And then there's a creek that is, gosh, I don't know how far, maybe half a mile that way. That creek is like 20 or 30 feet lower than we are here. And the airport is on that same creek, and they're actually on the creek. Like it's right on the edge of the creek. So if the airport's not flooding, if jets are not flooding, I think we're gonna be okay. Plus, we're not even in the 100-year floodplain here.
Yep, there comes another.
Hey, look, another plane. It was 4th of July yesterday, and the day before, and the day before that, if you're going by the number of planes. We dug down, and I got, I don't know, I'd say about 3, maybe 4 feet down, and it's only that rock, and I was just continuously pulling out that rock. So I would say that we're not in muskeg, because muskeg is not on rock. Technically it's on bedrock. This is not bedrock, or the little excavator would not be doing anything. And there's no water in it. The muddiest spot, and it's weird, because like you'll drive over it, and you can see here, it's like, it's dark soil, because all the moss and everything like that, and it looks like it's muddy. But you could jump on it, and it doesn't bring up water. The excavator, I have gone like in several places, just over and over again, back and forth, over and over again, tearing it up, all that. Never once did it ever try to get stuck, not once. It's not muddy. We will have some drainage issues we'll have to figure out over here, but yeah, we're gonna be okay. So we're gonna take you on a kind of a virtual tour of everything that we got, and kind of show you what we're working on as we're working on it, and you can enjoy our little piece of heaven as we build our cabin back over here, and as we clear the land, because it's raw land. There's nothing here. We have a well coming in a couple weeks. We will have a septic. We will have a plane.
Yep, right.
What's that meme? Do stupid things, win stupid prizes. So we bought the property at the end of the airport. It's technically 2 miles from the airport. Well, none of these planes have any lift, apparently, and they all like to fly straight ahead. And I mean, 8 times we came out here, and we didn't come out here for a minute. We come out here 8 times and sat, and we listened, and we were like, okay, how many dogs are barking? How many this and that? What do you see? Yeah. And there's like 1 plane is all we ever saw. Dude. Now there are mosquitoes.
Yeah.
That's
They're out.
that's a very popular plane in Alaska. So yeah, y'all, a little long-winded intro. But we're going to take you on a little tour here as we do things, and there'll be some more videos coming about all this. I'll probably mount up a few cameras to the cat back there as we get going, and we're going to have a little fun. So join us. So we've been running the Cat 301-7D for 2 days now, and I'll tell you what, it makes short work of everything. You can push a tree down. Obviously, they're not huge trees, but I mean there have been some big ones over there. You can push a tree down. You can slide the thumb straight down it and basically take off all the all the branches off of it, and then process it, and then stack it right up. It's a piece of cake. So right here, it's hard to tell. Like right there's a stake, and there's a stake, and then there's a stake, and then there's one behind me. And this is where the house is basically going to go. It's hard to tell, but if you look way back there, right about there, there is a stake back there, and that is the property line. So we're back here at the property line. See right there. You can see the cat. I'll zoom in a little bit there. And it's a bit of ways. If you look over this way, you can see right there is a property line. So there's a marker right here. It goes straight that way, down the stake. And it kind of just shoots straight down that way, which is really hard to tell because it goes so far down. There are a lot of nice birch trees back here, which is why we selected this for our home site. There's a lot of mosquitoes too. We did not select that. But back here is another property, not ours. So we go 50 feet forward. We're just placing it about 50 feet from the property line on both directions. The reason being is most people are not going to put their houses in the back of their properties. They're going to put them more or less in the middle or towards the front, just because typically like to see what they see. Well, we put ours in the back, and it will keep us a little bit more separated. I mean, sure, there's a chance that they could just put theirs in the back too, but they better be cool neighbors. Just walking through here. So we've cleaned this out. You can, let's see. There we go, we get a little sky. So you can kind of see, we'll have a little bit of the sky that we can see. We don't really want the sky, we don't care, it's not that big of a deal. But it's forest everywhere you look for, I don't know, half a mile at least in every direction. So back here, right about Cheer is the back of the property. Mosquitoes are starting to come out. Somewhere where there's a stake. I don't see it. But we're, these trees, these right here are probably not going to get to stay. In fact, I'm pretty certain they're not. I don't like tearing down live trees. I like them, but yeah, it is what it is. There is there's a birch right here that's leaning. We'll be taking that one down. just because that could fall in the house. And these right here, I may end up leaving them just because it's nice to have some trees around until they fall in your house. But we have a big, huge grove of birch right here. Right there. There's a bunch, and I want to keep those. So basically, we had the option of putting our house here or on the other side of the birch. And we're probably going to put, you can see the cut over there. We're probably going to put the other buildings over there. But you can see the nice birch up there. Skeeters. There's another leaner, but it isn't going to be a problem for the house. So, as we sit on our front porch, this is our view right now, which is a little awkward because what's that? Well, that's us. We have a little bit of a camp. Let me show you. If you're wondering what our ground looks like, well, it's moss, and it's very spongy, but weirdly, it's just kind of a dirt soil, and then it turns into gravel, and by gravel I mean it's exceptionally large gravel rocks. So this is our accessories that we got. We got 2 buildings that have been converted. What do you think, buddy? Oh, yeah? You get the camera off you because you don't want... Yep. So we've been bringing stuff in. This is... truck is in the shop for flex plate. So it's a rental. Got the bucket for there. There's the shower house. And you might ask where we're going to the restroom at? Well, right there, you see, outhouse. We've been just peeing right there on that rock, and seems to be okay so far. Pooping is a little difficult. Peeing's okay. Wait, there's an arrow. Wait. What's this building? There's a path. Oh my God, there's an outhouse over there. I didn't know that. Wow, sorry about that rock, folks. I wouldn't use that rock then. I'm putting up some shelter logics. Got one of our trailers. There's another room that they were living in, but it's not quite as done. It smells like a Renaissance fair on closeout day. It's heavy perfumed. I'm assuming the dog wee-weed a bit in here, but it's fine, actually. It works. We got lots of logs, and property goes out that way, and then way back there, and then you can not really see the excavator, can you? You see it way back there. Way back there. Maybe. But yeah, that's it. So, that's this video. Many more to come. Many more, because we're literally going to be building everything. And when I get in a hurry, I don't film, and y'all know that. But at this point, everything is not new to me. The excavator was new. I got it yesterday. I didn't film. Why? Because it was new, and I wanted to make sure I could do what I needed to do, and I didn't want to look like an idiot on camera. Come on. Now I look like a pro. Yeah, I'm an operator. Yeah. But, yeah. That's this video. But there's plenty of other videos coming as we build this entire thing on our adventure. Our
American adventure.
Yeah. Our American adventure, Alaska. So, before this plane gets here, Stand by. Stand by. Stand by. Stand by. Stand by.